Hi Sophie, this is Coach Kata and this is your backstroke video. Just going to let it run through so we can both watch it together, and then I'll run it a second time and I'll let you know what I think. So some things that we think about when we're looking at the above video, especially from this perspective, is the placement of the hands and how still your head is. So if I play it one more time, okay. You do a nice job of looking right up at the ceiling and your head stays still. You can also see that you have a great rotation, so you can see that you're bringing your shoulder right up to your chin with every stroke, and that's absolutely great. The placement of your hands is also really, really nice. So you can see that you keep your hands straight. Whoops. Didn't need to make you a faster one. And you enter right at what would be like 1 and 11 o'clock. And that's great. So, from above, all good. Let's see what it looks like below. All right, the first thing I would say is try to get below the surface of the water when you push off. Keep a nice tight streamline and try to get some dolphin kicks in. All right, and here you go. I'm just going to pause you right here so we can take a moment and look at your body position. Okay, you can see your head's right up at the surface. Your hips seem to be a little bit low. You're kind of sitting in the water, and as a result, you're kicking a little bit low as well. Ideally, you would be in a slight canoe shape in which your head is at the surface, your hips are slightly below the surface, and your feet are kicking right up at the surface as well. I don't think this is because of your head position. Your head position seems quite nice. I think it might have to do with the timing of your arms and the distribution of weight, and I'll let you know in a second when I look at that. Okay, good rotation. All right, so let's look back again, and I just want to look at your pull and your timing. Those are the two things we're going to look at. Okay, so as you enter with your right hand here, what you're going to see is that your arm is very, very straight, and then you bend it quite at the end there. So straight arm, and then you bend it maybe quite at the end. Okay, so the next thing I want you to think about working, now that you have a great rotation and your head is nice and still, is as you enter your hand right here, bend your elbow a little bit, okay, rather than keeping your arm straight. Because you rotate really, really nicely, that means your hand is going to be below you, kind of deep in the water. And if you bend it, you're going to catch a lot of water, and then you can flick it right at your toes. Because you're pushing back towards the other end of the pool, that means all your energy is going to be sending you towards swimming to the other end of the pool. Okay? Right now, because your hand is straight, you're actually initially pulling down on the water, and then back. And that down motion is making you bob up and down just slightly. And it also means that you're just not as efficient because you're wasting some time pressing down on the water when you really want to be pressing back on it. Okay. The only other thing I want to look at, and I'm going to move you back so we can see that, is the timing. So here your hand enters, okay? And you can see that you enter your other hand a little bit late, and as a result, there's a point in which both your hands are down by your hips and there's no weight above your head. And that, I think, is what's causing your hips to drop a little bit. So as you enter your hand here, what you should think about is keeping your hand here and keeping your hand there until your left hand is straight up in the water. That way, when you initially take your pull, that means that your right hand is going to be completely ready to enter the water. That puts weight above your head, so your hips come up. It also means that you're always in a position where you're ready to pull. It just makes it way more efficient. I'll let it run through. You have the beginnings of a great backstroke, though. You have nice rotation, good head position, and I think as you start to introduce a little catch into your stroke and think about the timing of your pull, it's going to improve a lot. So good job.